Woman found guilty for her role in Donetsk truck bombing targeting a former boyfriend. Thursday, October 21st, Ashley, 36, from Taylor, Alabama, was convicted by a federal grand jury. She took it to trial for her role in a truck bombing that targeted a former boyfriend and father to one of her children. According to court records, the evidence presented at trial in 2017, she worked in a Wiregrass Rehabilitation Center in Donetsk with Silvio. Testimony presented at trial showed that the two became friends and that Ashley began to tell Silvio about her troubled relationship with her longtime boyfriend and father of her unborn child. Ashley was upset that her boyfriend would not agree to marry her and that he ultimately ended their relationship. In June 2017, the child was born, and soon after, the ex boyfriend filed for custody. And I imagine he had plenty of reasons to file for that for custody. The jury saw numerous texts from Ashley to Sylvia during the time where she villainized her ex-boyfriend. She repeatedly expressed concern over losing custody of her child, her infant child, and how her life would be better if the ex-boyfriend were to be out of the picture. Those texts continued for several weeks until, at the suggestion of Ashley, they began using an alternate app to communicate called Snapchat. One of the principal features of Snapchat is that pictures and messages are usually only available for a short time before they become inaccessible to the recipients. Based on ongoing encouragement for Ashley to eliminate her ex, Silvio began to purchase material needed to construct a pipe bomb. Ashley provided Silvio with her ex-boyfriend's address, and in the early morning hours of October 23rd, 2017, Silvio placed the explosive device in the ex's work truck that was parked at his home. Silvio detonated the bomb while the victim was driving to work, and shrapnel from the device was blasted into the victim's back and hip area. Thanks to the actions of passing motorists and first responders, the victim survived. After the explosive, Silvio sent Ashley a message that read, "Boom, I felt that from 120 feet away." Law enforcement quickly became suspicious of Ashley's involvement in the crime. Ashley gave numerous conflicting statements during the multiple interviews, and when agents checked her cell phone, they discovered she had deleted text messages she exchanged with Silvio the day of the bombing. And before, she had also deleted the Snapchat app. However, significant evidence of their prior communication remained on Silvio's phone, and he also testified during the trial, confirming Ashley's involvement. After a 4-day trial, the jury found Ashley guilty of conspiracy, malicious use of an explosive, and concealing the communication of a felony. Silvio had previously pleaded guilty to conspiracy and malicious use of an explosive device in October of last year. They're going to be sentenced here pretty soon, but they're only looking at about 7 years, you know. Well, minimum 7, at maximum is 40. See how long they give them. Now, of course, the ATF did their job and they figured everything out. Now, for Silvio, this guy, he has talents. I can tell you from my experience in my background in explosives, this kid was the real deal. I mean, you don't get a second chance. You don't get a test run. You don't get a test trial. And for pulling this off and not detonating it yourself while building it, let alone putting a remote control on it, Well, and yeah, an actual remote device and having it actually function properly from what he states was 120 feet away. That's some talent, man. That's some really good talent of this kid. Poor. It's a shame that he put it to that use, but I mean, he could have put his talent to something more better to help humanity in some way. You know what I mean? Because I got to give my heads off to this kid. He has some talent to actually pull this off, man. Okay, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe.